Well, hello there everybody. I've got a nice long video for you today. We are taking down the Halloween decorations while having a bit of a house clean. Now, I am going to get the bed in changed today. That needs doing. I have been trying to do it every week, but normally it goes slightly longer than every week. So, I don't know, maybe every 10 days, something like that. But I want to try really, no, do you know what? Even as I'm saying it, I know it's going to be a lie. I really want to try and change it weekly, like every, I don't know, Friday or every Saturday. I'm off work every Saturday. I don't work a Saturday. So it seems like a logical thing to get it all done on a Saturday. But I do need to get some extra bed linens. We just don't have enough pillowcases for everybody and things like that. So I need to go through and assess. But that is going to happen. There will be some videos coming up. I've got them all planned. I just have to actually film them, and we know what I'm like for doing that. So who knows? Maybe that'll be a New Year's project. But for now, I know what I need to get done. I just have to convince myself that I can do it. I think Vlogoween has gone a long way to proving that I am very capable of doing what I need to do when I put my mind to it. I just have to put my mind to it. So for now, we're just going to get on with a good house clean and get those Halloween decorations down. Now, for those of you who know, it was my birthday on the 3rd of November. I know, another year done, another year older, and another year hopefully a little bit wiser. I did have an absolutely amazing day. I was spoilt completely rotten. I got loads of gifts. I've got a massive book that's like thick. It's going to take me forever to read. It's absolutely fantastic. Craig got me a box of chocolates. Jaden, he got me a little box of chocolates. Ben got me some flowers. Alyssa, wow, she went all out. I got a blanket. I got some little floating candles, a scented candle, a diamond art painting thing. That's huge, this diamond art painting thing. And some smelly bath stuff, which is absolutely gorgeous. It's like, I can't remember what else is in it, but it's like a herby thing and like orange. So it's like orange and thyme or orange and coriander. I don't know. It's an orange and a herby smell, and it smells gorgeous. So I will be partaking in some nice bubbly baths or some, pampering days in the next couple of days, weeks, etc., etc. We did have some fireworks as well. That was absolutely fantastic and amazing. So yeah, it was really good. My dad came down to visit as well and got a nice Indian takeaway. Absolutely love an Indian takeaway. Very good. I have said though, I will not be partaking in a Chinese takeaway until I am down to 14 stone. Even if it's 14 stone something, like 14 stone and £5. As soon as I hit that 14 stone marker, I am going to be going for a Chinese because it is my favourite and it is my promise to work towards. On the subject of weight loss though, before all this began, my birthday week and all the festivities, I did get down to 16 stone 6 again. I have touched on that a couple of times now since I hit the 2 stone marker, but I keep bouncing back up again. I've put on half a stone over my birthday week and Halloween week. It's not good. It'll come off again. It's not a problem. But yeah, that was a bit of a shocker when I stood on the scales and all that weight has gone back on again. But hey, you know what? It'll come off. It's all good and jazzy. I haven't hidden anything. I've not been too scared to go, yeah, I want to eat that. So I've just enjoyed my birthday week. And why not? I think I should. I deserve it. But yeah, I have overindulged ever so slightly. Me and Alyssa have had the week off of work, and that has been great, but it has meant I've not moved as much, obviously, because I'm not at work doing everything I do at work. So once I go back to work, things should start going back the right way again, which I'm kind of looking forward to, and I'm kind of not. I mean, realistically, this work, I like being at home. I'm a home bird at heart. Leaving home kind of, I don't know, I'm not a big fan. I leave work because I have to. I leave work because I have to. I leave home because I have to. There are things that need to get done. And there are things I want to do outside of home. But I love coming home. At the end of the day, my favourite part is climbing into bed, being snuggly and warm, and just being here at home. I love it. I love it. Being outside of the home, not my favourite thing. Like I say, I do it because I have to. This little house clean video, obviously, because Alyssa's off, I've got Craig here as well. Dell's obviously here, and my dad came down to visit. I didn't get enough time, motivation, or I know, empty rooms really to kind of film a whole house clean. But, I did enough. I cleaned our room. I did the hallway, the bathroom, the living room and the dining room. I didn't get around to the kitchen. So, on the 31st of October is obviously Halloween. Love Halloween. Big thing. Massive. We did have some lovely little trick-or-treaters come round. They came round and had their sweeties, and we did the whole thing as you've seen. If you've not seen the short, have a look at the short or the little short video I did post showing you all our outside front decorations. I have wanted a display at the front of this house since we moved in, and every year I've never managed to do it. It's been a real disappointment. But this year we did it. It was epic, and next year it's going to be even better. But yeah, I managed to get what I wanted this Halloween. So that was really good. But we have Halloween on the 31st of October. Then on the 1st of November is my sister's birthday. Then nothing happens on the 2nd. Then on the 3rd of November, it's my birthday and my niece's birthday. Happy birthday, Isabel! So there are like 3 occasions that happen in like 4 days in October, November. My dad did come down on, like I said, on 2nd of November to see me for my birthday because obviously he has to split his day between myself and Isabel. Now, I don't mind if he comes to see me on the 4th, 5th. I've had my birthdays. I've had 43 of them now. Isabel now gets the crowning glory of that day. And I'm old enough and ugly enough to know we can push my day back a bit. It's fine. It's not going to cause me too much problem. But Dad decided this year what he was going to do was come down see Kerry on the 1st for her birthday. Come down to me on the 2nd. Stay till the morning of the 3rd. And then go home about midday on the 3rd down to see Izzy for her birthday. So he could see both of us on our birthdays. Worked perfectly. So obviously the 31st I've had Halloween. This I'm recording on the 1st. So obviously Kerry is having her birthday and I'm cleaning house. This clean, because I'm moving so slowly and I keep getting distracted by things. So obviously I'm starting this on the 1st of November and I finished cleaning on the 2nd of November. But I finished cleaning when my dad arrived because obviously my dad's come to see me. And I don't want to be like, right, well, you sit there and entertain yourself with your phone or whatever film program we've put on. I'm going to go and, keep cleaning my house. I think, I can't do that. He's come as a visit. I'm going to spend some time with him. So I didn't get the kitchen done. And like I say, I've got Craig and Alyssa in their bedrooms as well, so I couldn't get in them. It's so much easier to get in a room when it's empty and clean it. Plus, if they're not in their rooms when I want to get in there and clean them, I don't get as distracted chatting to them. So I didn't do their rooms and I didn't get the kitchen cleaned. Dale did clean the kitchen for me, but obviously I wasn't filming that. I was sitting, chatting to my dad, and I didn't manage to finish cleaning the living room area. Like I say, I move like a snail. I don't understand it. I feel like I'm whizzing around, and yet somehow I watch this back and even sped up, it looks like I'm pootling along at a snail's pace. I don't get it. I would really like, in fact, maybe that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set myself a time challenge. I think that I should be, we're allowed, no one's officially ever said it, but other places I know allow you 25 minutes hotel room. I think 15 to 20 minutes for a hotel room, depending on some locations. And I think where I am now give us 25. Like I said, I've never been officially told, but either way, I think about 15, 20 minutes a room is a reasonable length of time to clean a room in, right? That seems sensible. So what I might try and do is set myself up a wee little time challenge. I might set myself a 15-minute timer. Go. You've got 15 minutes to do all the jobs that need doing in that room. My problem is, or one of my problems is, I have many. There's a list. My problem is that while I'm doing these things, I find small things that need doing on top of like the normal clean. So in a room clean, you dust the surfaces, you'd like make the bed, you'd pick up the laundry and any litter, and then hoover. Done, right? You're out the door. Well, if we take our bedroom, for example, right? Dusting, that's a given, I can do that. The litter, well, I say litter like, we're just little outs, but you know what I mean. The odds and ends that just get dropped around the room. You got to empty the bins. You got the laundry to do. And then you make the bed quick. That should be all. But in our room, I have also got, what else have I got? Water the plants. There's clean laundry needs to get put away. Well, that's it really. I'm just making excuses now why my room would take me longer to do than the normal. But yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to set myself some time challenges and see if I can get rooms done in 15 minutes. Now, logically, if we look at that, to do a whole house clean, 15 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes. 45 minutes for the bedrooms. 15 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes. What's 45 plus 15? 50. That's an hour for downstairs. So that's an hour and a half to do the whole house. Maybe a little bit longer because obviously you've got the hallway to do and taking the bins out to the actual bins. So if we say 2 hours to clean the whole house, that should be enough, right? It shouldn't take me any longer than 2 hours. At the moment, it's taking me between 4 and 8 over the course of 2 days. It shouldn't be taking me that long. I don't know why I've slowed down. I used to be able to do everything in my house, including cleaning the windows, cobweb dusting, hoovering, proper dusting, making beds, taking laundry up and down, all that jazz. I used to be able to do my whole house in an hour. Now I'm aware I'm slightly older now. I'm 10 years... No, I'm not even 10 years older. I'm about 5 years older than when I used to be able to do that. And I think it's just wholly unreasonable to think that in 5 years, I've doubled the length of time it takes me to clean the home. We don't realistically have much more stuff than what we did the first time. So why is it taking so long? I don't get it. I don't know, I'm pootling. Now, I know obviously setting up the camera and that sort of thing takes time away from actually cleaning. But in all seriousness, I tend to just walk into the room, pop the camera down and go. So I'm not, faffing for camera angles and doing all that sort of thing. So it really shouldn't take me much longer. So I am going to start doing time trials and I'm going to give myself 2 hours to get the rooms done in. I think that's a reasonable portion of time. I really do. 2 hours should be more than enough. And then that's going to give me time throughout the day to get projects done. I can't wait to start the projects. I've got a list as long as my arm of projects that I want to get started on, that I want to complete. I can't wait for them all. So we've got the shed clear out and organised. That needs to get done. Change subject quick. These essential oils are absolutely amazing. Now you can pause and zoom in to see all the scents on there, but there's caramel corn, candy corn, pumpkin pie. They're all Halloween scents. I got them off of Amazon. If I remember, I'll link them, but do have a look on Amazon if you're a fan of the autumnal scents. Absolutely fantastic. I put a couple of dobs on a cotton wool cloth and put it in the filters of my Shark Hoover and hoovered away. It has stopped smelling the Hoover and the house smells like pumpkin pie. It's gorgeous. I am going to use the caramel candy corn. Dale's come up to light my wax melt as well, so that's going. The house smells gorgeous. Do you know what? I think I might just stick with Halloween-y scents all the way through the year. I really do. I do like the summer scents, obviously, but in the summer you got your windows and doors open 24/7, so it kind of seems a bit daft, really. It's only really in autumn, winter, and maybe spring do we have the windows shut enough to have the oil burners and scenty things going in our homes. So yeah. I know we've completely subject changed what I was talking about before, and if I remember what we were talking about before, I'll get back to it. If not, we're going to completely change subject and forget about what we were talking about. Halloween decorations coming down. We are desperately going to have to repair this hallway. Now, Jaden and Alyssa did check with me about using staples, and I did approve the use of staples. So they did nothing wrong. I absolutely approved it. I didn't think it was going to be a big problem. However, on trying to remove the staples from the flipping walls, I realised, yes, it is going to indeed be a problem. The wall crumbled around the staple. So now there are holes in the walls that need filling and repainting and ugh. But like I said, they didn't do anything wrong. It was totally me. They asked if I was sure. I said I was certain. I'm sure. Yep, go ahead. Are you sure you're sure? Yes, I'm sure. I'm the adult. I know what I'm doing. It's absolutely fine. Go ahead. It won't do any damage. Perhaps I should have listened to the younger adults. Because it did 100% damage my walls. Oh, good grief. But it's only going to be a little bit of filler. I mean, they're not massive, great big holes. In fact, if you were to come over the house and walk upstairs, you probably wouldn't even notice them, to be fair with you. They kind of sort of blend in. They're not massive. They're not a big problem. So, bit of filler and sort that out. I've got to sort out the mess of the hallway anyway. So, yeah, that's what we were talking about. Projects, isn't it? Getting projects sorted. There's loads of decluttering projects coming up. I kind of wanted Vlogoween to be like this deep, clean, declutter jazz thing, but it turned into something completely different. And that's what I love about this channel. It's natural. It's organic. It is just what it is. There's no fakery. There's no trickery. There's no, oh, look at my beautiful grey carpet with Hoover lines. And this is how I live my life, with Hoover lines in my carpet 24/7 because people in my home float. You know, people in my home do not float. They walk around, they stomp around, they leave mess and chaos and mayhem and, you know, and I'm one of those people. I'm not just getting in my family. I am one of those people that also stomps around, makes mess and chaos. But this is us. This is a genuine family. This is our genuine home. This is for reals. So I do still have the declutter projects to get on with, and they will definitely be happening at some point. I've got decluttering, organising. To be fair, we've done a fair whack of decluttering in the not too distant past. But there is still way more that needs to be done. And the stuff we've decluttered kind of needs better organising. At the moment, it's just kind of all dumped in random spaces and places. And you can't get to what you want. You don't know where what you want is. It's just such a mess. And it just needs tidying and organising. We also need to make our space a tad more efficient for like where we are. Where we're living and that sort of thing, because we don't have a lot of space. This used to be a 2 up, 2 down house. It was never designed to have like 4 people living in it plus a dog and a cat. I also need to get the shampooer, the carpet shampooer out for these stairs. Now, we don't wear shoes upstairs. There have been like 2 occasions I have allowed a quick run up the stairs. The other was, one was yesterday, when I let Craig run up the stairs with his shoes on. He doesn't go outside. You know, the worst he gets outside is when he goes outside to drive his car for his lessons. So he doesn't have dirty shoes. So I let him nip upstairs quick just to check the dog was okay and that sort of thing while we had the fireworks, like in a little interval. And I had to run upstairs quick to get something. But I kept my feet to the outside of the stairs where the paint is and didn't stand on the carpet. So, you know, there was the incidents where 2 sets of shoes have been allowed up the stairs, but I don't allow shoes upstairs. I must stop it. You know, if you start breaking the rules for one, you got to break the rules for everybody. And no. So I'm going back to being very strict about no shoes upstairs. Absolutely not. You take your shoes off. It's not a big deal, is it? It takes 30 seconds to slip your shoes off, run upstairs and slip them back on. So I'm getting a bit more strict with that again. But I have noticed that even though we don't allow shoes upstairs, there is like marks on the stairs, probably dirt actually, because the dog and the cat, they can't take their shoes off, can they? They don't wear shoes, so there's still that there, although the dog doesn't go upstairs anymore either. But you know, dirt gets about the place. There's dust and muck that's everywhere. You know, you're living your life, that leaves trace elements behind. And my carpet definitely needs a shampoo. Also, where the dog has been laying at the bottom stair and rubbing himself on the walls, the mess, you'll see that in a minute. Or have you already seen that? No, I think you'll see that in a minute. So that is something that does need to get done, along with so much other stuff. And I don't think it ever ends, does it? Like, you'll clean, and then the house needs cleaning again. You'll declutter, and then decluttering needs to be done again. And you'll organise, And then organising needs to be redone again. Because one of the biggest problems I found with decluttering and organising is that it never really solves the problem, does it? The problem you've got is that you buy too much stuff for the space you've got. And organising it is just a way of, like, I don't know, hiding the stuff that you've got too much of and there's nowhere to put. So it doesn't really get to the crux of the issue. And that's one of the things I'd like to tackle, like, through the end of this year and then definitely through next year for sure. And that's buying way too much stuff for the space we've got. If you haven't got the space for it and you can't make the space for it, then you don't want it or need it that badly in your life, you know? Like, there is a space for my washing machine and a space for the cooker and a space for the fridge, you know? If there wasn't and I couldn't make room, then clearly you don't need that thing in your life that bad. Like, let's pick something. Teddy bears, for example. Teddy bears, at the end of the day, they're great, they're cute, I love them, yes, and I like the little seagulls I've got and Dell's little dinosaur. I like all of them, but if I didn't have the space for them and I couldn't make space, then they're not something you need. Thankfully, I do have the room for my teddies so I can get them, but if I didn't, then I wouldn't, you know? Like, I don't know, if we lived in like a little one-bed flat, a little studio apartment or something, I wouldn't go, sure, let's get a 3-piece suite and a king-size double bed. And on top of that, yeah, let's just throw in an extra large widescreen TV and cinema seating. It wouldn't fit. Therefore, I don't need it that bad. And what I do need is just somewhere comfy to park my behind at the end of the day. And that's all you need. So I will be looking at, do I need it? Do I want it? And can I create space for it? If the answer's no, then I don't need it that bad. I had to get Dell's help in here. Apparently, when Jade and Alyssa put up the lights and things, I forgot that Jaden was about 6 foot tall and I would not be able to reach to get the things down. So I had to get Dell in to help me get the lights down. You can take them with you when you leave. Is that cold hands? Yes, I know, I am wholly cruel and mean, but let's not pretend he hasn't done the same to me when he's been in the freezer to get stuff out for dinner and has then decided my back is the best place in the world for that frozen item to be and or his frozen hand. So he's done the same to me, he just is crafty and doesn't get it caught on camera. So he deserves it. Also, the winter night's going to be coming in, so he's going to end up with my cold toes about his person at some point because let's just face it, you have to do it. You got cold toes, they need warming up, and there's a perfectly warm human being that can warm those Tootsie Toes for you. In fact, my Tootsie Toes are actually quite cold now. I did have some Yoda slippers somewhere. I have no idea where they've gone. That's another reason why I need to declutter. Look how pretty those candles look. Yeah, that's another reason why I need to declutter and everything. I've got some stuff that I need to find and I can't find it. So, yeah, we need to sort out. What I'm going to be doing, hopefully, is going around each room. So you're going to have a look about, a walk around, and a plan out. Because we need to plan everything, we need to make a nice big shopping list, and then we need to get going. So I'm going to take you along the journey of seeing where we are now, planning it all out, buying all the items, and then doing the work. Because I think a lot of people on here kind of do the start to finish stuff, and some people are like, oh, you know, this whole room makeover cost me $50 or £50. And you're like, right, how? How did that cost you 50 quid? And they're like, oh, I brought it all on Amazon. Excellent. Right, now, what do I search? Because I've seen some things that I would love to buy on Amazon, but I've got no idea what it is I'm searching for to get that item to pop up on the screen so I can purchase it. Well, you're going to be going through it with me. The whole kit and caboodle, we're going to be going through it all. There's the marks. I keep wiping the marks off, but it's actually worn back through to the paint underneath. So I need to get some sort of cream magnolia style paint that's washable. I didn't think it was going to be a problem because he's never really rubbed on the walls. I thought the marks were like from Cassie and Buzz. They're not from Cassie and Buzz, or they may have been from Cassie and Buzz, but they're also from Woody. So I need to get some like washproof cream paint so I can actually give the walls a good scrub when he decides to rub against them. Dale's been on about getting him one of those cow roller things, you know, the big, like, they look like what go in a car wash, that little brush round thing. Getting one of them in the garden for him so he can just rub himself up and down them and not have to do it on my walls. Sound like Hyacinth Bouquet. Mind you don't brush against my wallpaper. But yes, so you will be coming along with me for the full journey, so you'll know where I got everything from, you'll know the cost of everything, you'll know the logic and the reason behind it, because like I said, one of the things with decluttering is then it never really solves a problem. And the problem you've got is that people are creatures of habit. So it's all well and good me buying a key ring or a key hook for the hallway. Nobody is going to use it because we don't hook our keys on anything in the hallway. What we do is we dump them on the dining room table. So to solve that problem, what you do is you get yourself a key bowl and you put it where people dump their keys. So they're nice and tidy and contained and look pretty. The thing I'm trying to get across is that you, instead of trying to organise your clutter into like spaces where you want it to be, you try and organise your clutter where it is, or you try and organise and tidy your life where it is. And it's a principle I knew before, but I've never really kind of acted out. So it's one we're going to be doing. Like with the shoes. Everyone now is in the habit of coming in and kicking their shoes off just inside the door, off to the left of your screens there in the dining room. So what I'm going to do is make sure that there is the shoe rack and the coat rack. So as you come in, you pop your shoes off there, boom, you're all sorted, not a problem. And it is one of the things I saw in like an organisational thing and like a feng shui thing, that if your hallway like is very open straight to the door, instead of having shoes going up the stairs, which is where we had them before, you can incorporate part of another room to become part of the hallway. And that's what we're going to do in the dining room. So we will have a shoe rack in the dining room eventually. For those of you that keep saying, why don't you get a shoe rack? We will indeed have a shoe rack at some point. And it will also incorporate a coat rack. So you can pop your coats there as well. We've got a coat rack already by the back door in the kitchen, which is really handy and I love having it there. But I want to switch the kitchen door out for a folding door. So you will still have the coat rack there, but it will be sort of set back into that alcove, because as you walk past into the kitchen, you quite often catch yourself on a coat or two, and it's just irritating. So I may have the sliding door there and then have that coat rack set back a little bit, and it does mean I can also pop a shoe rack in that alcoving as well, just to provide a little bit of extra shoe storage and space. So that's all good. Now, moving on to getting these Halloween decorations packed away. I did have to go and buy some more tote boxes because one has had the lid broke and the other one we lost the lid for. But I found that while we were out having fireworks. It's in the garden. Don't know why it's in the garden, but it is, so at least I have it now. The fog machine was absolutely fantastic. It did indeed fill the entire house with fog. But we want like a low-lying fog, and I didn't know how to get that, but I've done my research. I know how to get a low-lying fog, so that will be for next year too. I just can't work out how to do the laser light. Some of the videos, they've got like a green laser light, and it shines out across the whole floor. And then you kind of mix a bubble machine with your fog machine, and it does these big, like, I don't know, like bubbles of fog. Like they plop down and then come up, like if you imagine like a boiling liquid and the steam coming out. Kind of looks like that, like a boiling swamp. And it looks really good. And I've got no idea how to do the lights for that, so I'm going to have to figure that out. Poor little ghosty. We've been calling it a snowman ever since we got it. It's not a snowman, it's a ghost. But we have been calling it a snowman, so it is the snowman. For some unfathomable reason, somehow he's managed to get wet inside. I don't quite understand how, but thankfully he has a wee little zip right where the pump is. So we did hang him over the fence to try and get the liquid to drip out from inside of him. That didn't work. So I brought him inside, I unzipped him, folded him inside out for a bit, and then he did manage to dry out, which is fantastic. He's still working absolutely fine, and he is going to get wrapped up and put away so we can put the rest of the Halloween decorations away. Because by the end of this video, They were still sitting in the dining room and I hadn't managed to get them out to the shed yet. But that is something that once I finish doing this voiceover, I am going to be hopping straight to. These window stickers were fantastic. If I had nails, they probably would have been a lot easier to pull off. But since I had my acrylic nails done, I took them off myself, which was stupid. I've proper damaged my nails doing it. But anyway, I couldn't, because I've got like no nails left and the nails I have got left are brittle and thin and awful. I couldn't really get a good like purchase on them to get them off properly. But hey, I am ordering chalk pens for next year though. I know everyone's like, oh, I'll just do one day at a time and get where you're going and all that. But I love planning. I love planning for the future and things like that. And in a lot of cases, I change my mind like 100 times anyway by the time we get there. But I like planning. I like thinking about these things. I like having a goal to move towards, and setting myself a goal that's a year away kind of seems more attainable than setting a goal for tomorrow. So I do plan for next year. Next year we'll be millionaires, eh? But yeah, at the end of the day, I like to plan for next Halloween. Halloween is my thing, so I'm always going to be thinking about Halloween. And next year I will be getting chalk pens and I will be drawing a beautiful, beautiful like chalk pen display on these walls. Walls? On the windows. I did, if you've seen the little short video or the actual short that I posted on TikTok, you'll see that we did have Sylvester upstairs in the window with a strobe light behind him. I think that was very effective. And that's kind of what the vibe I wanted at the front of the house for the party. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't think I'm a great hostess for parties. I'd like to be, but I kind of feel like no one ever really has fun at my parties. And it's like, oh, now I'm sad. I want people to have fun. I want them to enjoy themselves, but I don't know how to make them. And short of being like the entertainment committee and like actually standing up and dancing and doing daft things, you know, I kind of feel like everyone just gets really sleepy here and just wants to relax and nod off. And I'd like them to have fun. So if you've got any tips on how to be a fantastic hostess for a party and make sure everyone is laughing, joking, dancing and having fun, then please do let me know, because I would, like I say, really, really like to be like that. I want to have a good party. I want people to socialise and mingle and chat, and it just isn't happening. Perhaps there's just not enough space for people to mingle and chat and have fun. Next year, though, party will be extending to outside as well. So there will be a nice little outside area for people to mill and chat and have fun. I will be removing some of the furniture next year as well. So that will be taken upstairs and put out of the way so that people can actually, you know, move about. And I'll be organising the chairs in a slightly different arrangement so people can also sit. I want to invite more people too. But again, like we had with this year, there's not many people I want to invite, you know? Maybe by the end of 2026, when we get round to next October, there'll be lots more people that I'd like to invite. That would be quite nice. Maybe I should just hire a hall and we can all go to a hall instead of doing it at home. But I don't know. That's for next year to worry about. I will for now make plans to have an exotic party at home, and then we can just upscale from there. The hoovering is driving me wild. I want to do it every day, but I never do it every day. And then the hair builds up and the shark hoover can't get all the hair out of the floor. And it's just, dog hair. Anyone got any tips for getting dog hair out of carpets? Now, I know people have said rubber gloves. I tried that. Puts my teeth on edge. I do have a rubber broom, and that does work quite well. But still, I find like it's embedded. It will not come out. I do have a floor scrapey thingy, and actually that works really quite well. Yeah, don't worry about tips. I know how to get it out. I'm just too lazy to bother doing it. I know, I'm terrible. Where I'm putting the shoes now is where the shoe rack is going to go in future. And I still need to cut that runner down. Every day I say to myself, cut the runner down. And I never do. And I need to. And I also need to buy door bar things to keep the carpet in place, because they're all coming up. And Alyssa doesn't even have one in her room. So, see, there's loads of stuff I need to do. I need to make a big list, and just every day start ticking stuff off of that list. What can I do today? That, and that. Good, let's get on with it. So maybe that's what I do. Like I said, I've just had a birthday. Like, it's really weird for me because I kind of see, obviously, January 1st as New Year. I see my birthday as a new year because now, like, officially, my years started the day I was born, you know? So I see New Year as my birthday. I also see Samhain as like a New Year kind of a celebration. And I kind of see like the Chinese New Year as well. I like to kind of observe that a little bit. I'm aware I'm not Chinese, but I do like to observe kind of that practice of the New Year celebration. And then there's always like actual New Year when spring starts, you know, it's the new regrowth. And to me, that's another New Year as well. So for me, it feels like there's so many New Years that I never know which one I'm referring to. Maybe I just need to revisit them all and reboost myself through those New Years. But this is kind of a new year for me. It's the first day of a new year of my life, which is hopefully going to be absolutely fantastic and as good as the last one was. And yeah, I would like to make some changes. So like I said, I need to go around and make a big long list of everything I want to get sorted and get changed and get organised. And then maybe each night I could look through that list and see what realistically I could tick off. And then just start working through the list. I think that's the only way to do it. I did have what I used to call like the running brain dump list. And every time someone would say, oh, could you do X? Or could you remember Y? Or whatever, I would stick it on the brain dump list. I'd never remember it. I would just plonk it on the brain dump list. And then every time I stopped for a minute or two, or every time I went to bed, got up in the morning, whatever, I would grab the brain dump list, have a look through, what can I tick off, what's been done, what's not been done, what needs to be added, what can I do tomorrow? And it would just sort of keep me organised, keep me rolling, keep me going. I have no idea why I stopped. That brain dump list was absolutely amazing. Maybe I should start that again. I've got so many things I want to try. I did have a massive chat with ChatGPT this morning, and we've come up with some absolutely amazing things. One of the biggest things I've noticed I do is I punish myself when I don't get the things I wanted to get done. And that's just ridiculous. You know, why am I punished? I always overthink of the amount of things I can achieve in a day. And I can never get it all done. So every day I'm going to bed kicking myself because, well, you didn't manage to get that done. You didn't manage to get that done. You did. Well, actually, my love, if I'd have stopped kicking myself, maybe I'd be able to sleep better. Then I wouldn't be so exhausted. And then maybe, just maybe, I'd be able to achieve a lot more in the day. And I also do achieve quite a lot in the day. I don't ever feel like I do. I feel like I spend way too much time sitting around reading or watching Amazon Prime or wasting my day doing very, very little. And actually, I do a lot. I didn't on my birthday, though. I must admit, yesterday was an amazing day. I spent the whole day laid on the sofa, watching stuff, reading my book, and just chilling, just enjoying being warm and doing absolutely nothing. Nothing. And it was a great little reset. Since Vlogoween, I have been feeling extremely tired and a little bit despondent. Like I had a goal for Vlogoween. I knew what I had to achieve, and I was busy every day and I was bustling, and all right, Dale was feeling a little bit put out, which was unfortunate, and I need to figure out a way to stop him feeling so isolated and alone, because like a lot of the time I'll come upstairs to do voiceover and I can spend 3 or 4 hours upstairs editing on my own doing voiceovers while he's downstairs on his own, you know, just doing nothing. And I'd like to have him more involved, but the only option he's got is to come and sit in the room with me and do nothing while I do the voiceovers. So I do need to try and find a way of helping him get more involved so he could be a bit more included, and then I could do more content, because I won't feel like I'm isolating him and leaving him behind and just ignoring him. And actually, since I've started doing YouTube a bit more, I kind of do feel like I'm doing that a lot. Like, no one is really being included, but kind of everyone is. You know, I judge myself way too much, and I don't think that's beneficial or needed. I'm doing the best with what I've got, and when I get better, I do better. Doesn't stop me or the vast majority of people judging themselves, really, though, does it? Even with that knowledge. Anyway, back to the cleaning. Look at all these Halloween decorations. There's so many. And they all need organising as well. I wanted a better organisational system for all this stuff. I thought that was going to fit. It didn't. It fits the lid, but it did not fit in the box. So I had to get the other box and try and organise it. I think what I would like ultimately is one box for all like the party platters, cups and that sort of thing that we're keeping for next year. One box for all the electronical stuff. One box for all the like non-electronical stuff like the ornaments and things like that. And maybe even break it down further to one box for inside and one box for outside, because some of the electrical stuff is inside and some is outside. Some of the ornaments are inside and some are outside. So I could really, really get into the minutiae of organising everything. But then all you have is just 1,000 plastic storage boxes that live in your shed taking up room. So I don't quite... This is the problem when I get to organising things. I don't quite know how to organise. I mean, there's obvious, like, organise via season, you know? You've got one group of boxes for Christmas, one group of boxes for Halloween, one group of boxes for autumn, and all that sort of jazz, which is fantastic. Fine. Excellent. But then, obviously, like at the moment, I've got sort of autumn and Halloween mixed together because they happen in the same, like, autumnal season. So you kind of need to separate autumn and Halloween. So that's great. Like Christmas, you need to separate winter decor from Christmas decor. So I'm thinking I might not decorate for autumn so much as just decorate for like the Hallmark holidays and or Christmas and this one, Halloween. Wow, my favourite time of the year, and I forgot the word for it. Anyway, that's by the by. So I might forget decorating for autumn. So that saves that problem and just decorate for the events. Then you've got the problem of, do you split down like electronics and non-electronics? Do you split the electronics down into inside, outside? Do you split them down into lights and animatronics and inflatables? You know, how far does diluting, whatever that word is, how far down do you take organising, you know? Like, at what point do you say, okay, enough is enough, I've got a box for everything and I still don't know where anything is? I mean, me personally, I'm thinking, stuff it. I am just going to put all Halloween stuff in totes, in one section. That is Halloween. Then when we get it out next year... See, when we get it out next year, no one's going to know where anything is or what's in them. So I'd kind of like to have, like, to the rooms. But then again, you've got, like, 100 boxes, you know? This room has just a few bits in it. I don't know. I'm thinking, stuff it. I'm just going to put it all in boxes. It's all for Halloween. And put it all away. Because at the end of the day, when we come around to decorate next year, we're probably just going to go through it and buy a whole load more new stuff anyway. So, yeah, I can get it out. I can go through it. We can put up the decor and then go and buy more. But I don't know. Something feels odd. I really would like to organise it more, but I don't know how to organise it more. And I don't even know if I can be bothered. Like I said, with the party, like platters and bowls and stuff, that's one box that's going to be taking up maybe a few items, you know? And it just seems daft when I've got loads more room left in a tote box and could add more stuff. So I'm just going to stick with it being mildly organised instead of hyper-organised. Because as with anything, there is a fine line you walk between being, you know, tidy, organised and methodical and being completely OCD and over the top. Now, I am well aware I have OCD, and that does make people laugh sometimes because people will look at this and say, that is not OCD. None of that is packed neatly and in order and neat and whatever, you know? Yeah, therein lies the problem with OCD. My brain becomes completely overwhelmed, as we've just gone through, with how to organise it. It spends so long obsessing about how to keep things tidy, neat and organised that it can't actually keep things tidy, neat and organised because it's obsessed with doing so, you know? So it is one of the big problems. I don't want to dance that line between being OCD and just having it tidy and organised. For me, Shoving it all in boxes for Halloween is enough. I am going to get rid of the autumnal stuff though. I do have a bouquet of flowers that my sister did for me. They are beautiful. They are very autumnal though. They are very sort of dried flowers, very wintry kind of flowers, but they are really, really pretty. And I would like to keep them. They are suffering, though, from being pulled out of the box for 3 months and then shoved back in the box for the other 9 months of the year. And when I say shoved, I mean placed. I don't just jam them in there with everything else and hope for the best. But they do go away for 9 months of the year, then they're brought out for 3 months of the year. So I don't think I'd want them out all year round because obviously they get dusty, and then trying to clean them when they're dusty is going to be a nightmare, and it's going to knock off a lot of the spray and the glitter that she's put onto this bouquet of fake flowers. So I think they're definitely going to keep getting put away and got back out, but I need to find a way of storing them so they're not getting as damaged and ruined and that sort of thing. But I think that would be the only autumnal decor I'm going to hold on to. I do have another vase of like flowery things that I kind of would like to hold on to, but I also kind of wouldn't. They're one of those things that just kind of, I look at it and it just irritates me. It's like, ugh, you have no matching partner. You're not big enough to stand like alone as a statement piece. You're just this random bit of chintz that is just annoying. So perhaps going forward, that's just how I do it. I'm just going to, Halloween box, done. I'm not going to bother decorating for autumn. Yeah, that'll be the way I do it. Alyssa does have some autumnal bedding. She wanted to do the whole autumnal thing and then Halloween on top of that. But if you do that, in reality, you've got to have 4 lots of storage totes for your seasonal decor. Then in each season, there's always going to be either one Hallmark holiday or one religious holiday, depending on what month it is, what season it is. And in some, you've got more. Like in spring, you've got Valentine's Day is still winter. You've got Easter. You've got St. Patrick's Day. You've got Pancake Day. You've got loads going on in spring. In summer, there's probably loads going on as well. I don't think there's actually a Hallmarky festival in summer. I don't know. But certainly when you get into the autumn and winter months, you're flooded with them, you know? Oh my goodness, I've overstretched myself with that thought line, haven't I? But you know what I mean? That you could have thousands of tote boxes and literally every day you'll be taking down decorations and putting up new ones. No, I'm not playing that game. I don't. I love the whole consumerism of it. I really do like that. And I would absolutely love to have the time, the energy and the finances to just be like, okay, it's spring now. Everyone's getting their spring bedding out and the spring curtains come out and everything changes for spring. And then 3 months down the line, summer, everyone's getting the summer bedding, everyone's getting the summer this, that and the other. And then 3 months down the line, change it again and again and again, you know? And then within that, putting extra decor up. I'd love to be able to take the time to do that and make video content doing that because that's kind of the lifestyle I want to lead. I like the consumerism of it. I'm very much like that sort of person. But then I also, on the other hand, don't want to be the sort of person that has thousands and thousands of boxes everywhere and a shed full of stuff. But that's only because I work, you know? I don't have the time to work my job and do all that. So maybe when YouTube takes off for me and I'm earning thousands of pounds a month and we've got our big mansion house, perhaps then I will do that. I will decorate every month. I will decorate every season and event. I would love to do that. Although, to be fair, the mansion house, it probably won't be something we do. I don't want the mansion house. I would really, really like... Dale wants somewhere in the middle of nowhere, which kind of is where we live now, to be fair. But he wants to be completely detached in kind of a forest area, like a little cabin in the woods kind of thing. And I must admit, that sounds very, very idyllic. You know, listening to the owls screech and the foxes I don't know, whatever noise, bark, and they scream as well, foxes. That's a really creepy noise. Have you ever been out in the fields in the middle of the night? Which I don't know why you ever would be, but myself and Dale, we've been out in the fields in the middle of the night having a walk. You hear the foxes scream, and it's like a horrendous sound. It chills you to the bone. It proper is scary. If you've not heard a fox scream, do have a quick YouTube search. When you finish watching my video, where are you going? Come back, please. Thank you. Once the video's finished, then go and have a look for foxes screaming, and let me tell you, it's scary. It's a really, really freaky noise if you're on your own. So I kind of not looking forward to that. And I'm not looking forward to if Dale ever sort of goes out like for the night or for late in the evening or whatever. That I think it'd be quite horror movie-ish to be left on my own in like a cottage in like the woods. No, thank you very much. I would more rather my house by like the seaside. I would like that. That would be quite comforting and quite nice. So maybe if we could find a detached house in the woods by the beach. Perfect. I'd like to be walking distance with the beach though. That would be my ideal favourite. But once we're there, yeah, sure, I will be decorating every season and every kind of holiday or event in that season. Because that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. I want to be at home. I want to be making content for you wonderful, beautiful people and decorating my home and, doing all those things that people message in all the time that, could you do this? Could you do this? And I'm like, absolutely. Yep, no problem. And I fully have the intent to do it all. But I simply, that's not even a word. I simply just run out of time because I have to be at work. I have to clean. I have to run errands like we all do. And I just run out of time. And then my brain literally puts it on the back burner and goes, nah, we'll forget about that. It's not important. No, it's very, very important. And honestly, if you have been one of those people that has requested a video, do keep pestering me, please. Please, because it's not that I've forgotten about you and it's not that I don't want to make the content. It's literally just that my brain runs at 1,000 miles an hour and I don't do it. I know I still need to do one about me and Dell being like homeless and how we met each other and how we got to where we are now. I have tried filming that and it just never worked. And I know you want a video on our opinions, thoughts and beliefs on homeschooling and why we chose to homeschool both our children. And again, I've tried filming that, but every time I've tried filming it, something has gone wrong. Now, I don't know whether it's because now's not the time to share that story and it's kind of like fate and destiny holding me back from sharing the minutiae of those stories, or whether I'm reading too much into it and it's just a really old naff camera system that's not working. But at the end of the day, it's recorded loads perfectly well. There's only been a few glitches that have happened, like when I was baking and making the earrings with Alyssa and it didn't record sound. So I don't know. Maybe I'll sit down with Dell and we can give the homelessness thing and the homeschooling thing a try. Maybe it's because I was trying to do it on my own and actually Dell's voice is very important to be heard during that whole, those whole events, because he was homeless too. We were both homeless at the time. And we both made the decision for the children to be homeschooled together. So I think maybe it simply is that I'm trying to tell the whole story from my point of view for an event that actually kind of includes him as a massive part. So yeah, maybe when I finish doing this voiceover, I know we need to go out and clear his shed out and organise that and figure out what tote boxes we need for that and all that sort of thing. But maybe, yeah, I can sit with him and we can film that. I'd like to do that. And then that could be a video he's included. I love including him in the videos. And he likes being in the videos. He gets quite nervous sometimes, but he likes being in the videos. Craig doesn't care. Craig really couldn't care less. And Alyssa's not too bothered either. She'll be on video as well. Sometimes she actually likes filming the videos. She'll actually put herself in the videos and be like, hello, I'm here. Hi. She does also have a YouTube channel. And that will be something I will get on the computer. In fact, I'm going to get my book out and I'm going to start making the never-ending list again. And I'm going to share the link for Alyssa's YouTube channel. Now, Alyssa's YouTube channel, she is obviously way younger. She is 20, nearly 21 now. So her channel is much more of a younger vibe. And I don't know, she's a bit more free-spirited in there. She can include what she likes because she's not monetized yet, which means the algorithm doesn't pick her up and say, oh no, you can't do that, you can't say that, you can't do this. So she is a bit more free in her videos, which is lovely to see and very refreshing. But if you want to see her and Jaden get up to some stuff, then I will share the link for her video as well. So do keep a lookout for that. And Dell, very excitingly, he's decided to open like an internet shop. So he will have like, he goes through another website, a host website that hosts artists and things like that. And then you can click through a link to go to his like stall within that host website, if you like, and buy his photography, his photographs. Dell is a hugely gifted photographer. Like, he is amazing. He has got such an eye for it. I don't know how he finds it and how he does it, but he has an amazing gift for photography. He really does. And I'm hoping through the course of like the latter part of this year and definitely through 2026, we can seriously promote his photography and his artwork, because it really is amazing stuff. He, like I say, he's definitely gifted. We did try and get him, he wanted to do like wedding photography and wedding videography and stuff like that, but it never really came anywhere. I'm finding like a lot of people get very upset when you advertise your services for free. They're like, what's the con? I'm being ripped off. Well, actually, no, there's no con. It's just, I'm a new business, I'm setting out, and, you know, I'm keeping the prices low and or free so that people can try these services without going, oh, they cost a lot of money, I don't know if they're any good. So it's really hard to start a new business. At the end of the day, you start a new business and you charge the prices you need to charge to make a profit, and people go, well, no, they're too much money and I don't know whether I can trust them because they are new. So you reduce your prices or give it away for free so that people can see whether they can trust you. Oh no, it must be a con. No con. I would just like you to see what my services are for free before I start charging. And, you know, your feedback is vitally important. So literally all I'm asking you for is feedback. That's my payment. I'm not giving you a free service. I want like feedback. I'm giving you a financially free service. When I started doing my free cleans, everybody was all up for it. Until I brought the public liability insurance and paid through the nose for that. And then all of a sudden, nobody is interested in a free clean. Well, you must be getting something out of it. Yes, I am. I'm getting YouTube videos out of it. I'm helping people. I'm getting a good, fuzzy, warm feeling out of it because I've helped somebody. Well, there must be a con in it. People will find out where I live and this, that, and no one's going to find out where you live. You know, it's all protected. There's no way anyone's finding anything out. But yeah, everyone got really upset with it. And it was the same for Dell. He advertised videography and photography for free, and no one wanted to know. I'm like, look, even if you pay for your actual photographer and then use his services as like a backup photography for free, what are you losing? You're still paying through the nose for a photographer that's going to take all these brilliant photos for you. And he gets a bit of feedback for his services for photographs that are taken on top. So it's just an extra plus thing. You know, it's a bonus for free. What are you losing? But people don't like free and people don't like expensive. So what are you going to do? I don't really know the first thing about starting a new business. Not where you're selling and like giving away a product, you know? I really want to do a course on it, but then I tried doing a course and actually I found it really boring. So I don't know if I do want to do a course. Can I just change subject really quickly here? It's probably going to be a long-winded subject change, but I would like to change subject. How many of you have made it this far into the video and are still listening to me chatter away at you? I would love to know. So if you've made it this far, please just put a thumbs up in the comment. You know, even if you leave a message with it, or just leave a thumbs up. If you've made it this far into the video and are still listening to me waffle on at you, please just leave me a thumbs up, either with your comment or just on its own in the comment section, so I know how many of you have made it this far into the video. Those of you who have made it this far into the video, did you prefer it when I had music? Like when the chitter chatter was broken up with music? Or Do you prefer these long form chitter chatter type videos? I really genuinely would love to know. I have been toying with the idea of getting my subscription back to my sound service. Now, one of the reasons I cancelled it was because it does cost a fair bit a month, and I spend most of my time doing voiceover work on the videos and chatting to you because I like doing this. This is fun. But I also realised that I could be chattering to you for up to 2 hours, and that endless waffling could become just a small bit boring. It's okay to admit it. I'm aware being with me for 2 hours could be a little bit tiresome. So do you want that music back? Because if that's the videos you would prefer, then we can absolutely go back to that sort of style of video. Now, I know you like the vloggy style videos, and I will be trying to get back into that. This one was a little bit vloggy style video to start with, but kind of as the editing process has had to go on, or has gone on, it's kind of had to change into this watch me clean and listen to me witter kind of a video. So I am going to try and mix it up a little bit and, get back to the vloggy style videos because I know you like them. And I know you like seeing more of like the spend the day with me kind of thing. And I'm going to be trying to get into that too. But in all honesty, my days are very dull. Very, very dull. Do you want to know what I've done today? It's the day after my birthday. My plan was to get up, go downstairs, do my Get Fit with Rick and do 10,000 steps, clean out the the shed, edit a few videos, walk the dog, and then read some of my book. And you know what I've actually done? I woke up, I went downstairs, I had coffee, I ate chocolate, I got on ChatGPT, done a bit of work on there, which is great. I've done a bit of sort of shadow work, a bit of self-discovery, which that will absolutely be included in a video. Do not panic. It's going to be included in a video. But I did some shadow work with ChatGPT. And I have watched our new favourite show on Netflix, which is The Walking Unalived. Literally, I've watched about 2 or 3 hours of that. Then I decided to come upstairs and edit the video. I have not done my Get Fit with Rick steps. I have not cleaned out the shed and organised the shed. And the dog has not yet been for a walk. There's still plenty of time, Although I don't even know what the time is, so I don't think there is plenty of time. It's certainly looking like the sun is starting to creep below the horizon again. And when I came up here, it was about 2 o'clock. So let me just go and check the time. Hang on. Okay, it is currently 2 o'clock, people. 2 o'clock. The dog walk is going to take about an hour, so that's till 3. And then by then it's going to be cold and starting to get dark, and it's going to be too late to get the shed done. Yippee. I kind of feel like I've wasted a day, even though I've got so much done. Again, see, here I am judging myself. I don't know. I've had a week of annual leave and I don't feel like I've done anything. I need to really start getting my caboose in gear. But I'm not going to do it. I know I'm not going to do it. I don't know. I need to stop being so hard on myself. But I do feel like I've wasted an awful lot of time. Maybe when I get back at work, I'll get into the rhythm of things. Being on annual leave, you kind of just tend to sit around doing nothing, I've found. I don't know if that's the same as everybody else, but maybe that's where that never-ending list thing will come in handy again, because it did keep me focused before. Just keep making lists, adding stuff on, go. And then I just tick it off as I go through, tick it off, and just keep adding to the bottom of that list. Keep going until I've done it all. And I know the aim of the game is never to complete the list. The aim of the game is just to keep the list rolling, to keep you focused and on target. And if I can get Dell motivated again, see, the thing is, right, Dell being motivated motivates me, but me being motivated motivates Dell. So it's a really complex situation. We need a plan. I think before we go to bed at night, we need to make a plan for the next day and how the next day is going to look, so we can get up and get rolling with the day, rather than wake up, loll in bed, have about 6 cups of coffee, then finally roll out of bed about 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, and go downstairs, have another cup of coffee before we get started. We're not starting before midday, and in the winter, you can't afford to lose those hours in the morning. So I think that's going to be my plan going forward. Make a plan the night before, get up, get on with it, get stuff going, because I don't want life passing me by anymore. I don't want to sit on the sofa and just stare aimlessly at this moving picture box in front of me. I don't want to be watching other people live their lives to the fullest, or doing things and interacting with people going out. It's a sad state of affairs, isn't it, when the people on the picture box go outside more than you do. You know, I don't want that anymore. I'm more than happy to spend a day lolling on the sofa, relaxing or watching a show. You know, don't get me wrong, there are days when that's a fantastic thing to do. But I don't want my life to be watching someone else's life. No, 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 Sonny Jim. And I don't think Dell wants that either, but we kind of just get stuck in these ruts where, well, that's what it is. And Vlogoween has been such a push of getting stuff done. It's nice to have had these couple of days to relax and unwind and that sort of thing. So I'm not blaming us, but I think I'm gearing up now. I've had my rest. I'm gearing up ready for a change. Talking of a change, that's day 1 of that house clean finished. Now we're moving on to day 2. And we've got to get all the lights and the cobwebs and the balloons dealt with in here. Now, I am not going to be popping the balloons. The popping noise terrifies me. I don't know how or why. When I was younger, I used to sit on them and pop them. They never used to bother me, balloons popping. But somewhere along the line, I've kind of got a little bit terrified of balloons popping. And it's over to Dell. Dell, literally, he popped them all. And I took down the lights and this horrible cobwebby stuff. Now, this cobwebby stuff is fantastic. It looks great. However, it gets everywhere. Everywhere. It attaches to everything. It's supposed to attach to itself, and it does when you don't want it to. The minute you've got a little wispy bit of it and you try and sort of hang it on the rest so it sticks to the rest and it's all in one place in one big ball, oh no, it doesn't stick to itself then. No, no, no. But you've got a small, slight rough patch of skin, it's going to stick to it. Little bit of rough, what's it on your clothes, it'll stick to it. It'll stick to everything. Your hair, it gets in your eyes, it gets in your mouth, it gets everywhere. It is horrendous stuff. I love it. It looks so effective, but no. I have found some stuff that should be a good replacement for it next year. I'm going to buy some early and I'm going to test it out to see how good it looks, because I like the spiderweb stuff. It looks really, really good, but it's horrible. So yeah, I am going to see if I can get the other stuff, and if it looks just as good, we'll switch to that, because this stuff you can't really reuse. We did reuse some stuff from last year in the dining room, but it doesn't work as well. It won't unclump, and it just doesn't work. So you have to buy new every year. And while it is cheap and cheerful and it doesn't cost a lot, it's not a big problem, it seems very wasteful to keep buying this stuff each year and then throwing it away and reusing it, like rebuying it, you know? I would rather have stuff that we can reuse. But then again, if you look at it, the balloons are the same. The balloons we blew up, we had them up for Halloween, and then they get taken down and thrown away. I don't know, it seems very wasteful. I would like stuff you can reuse. Thankfully, some of the stuff we did buy is very much reusable, like the inflatable skeleton. He was on the stairs. He got deflated and reused. I had a haunted hotel balloon, didn't I, that the cat popped and we had to buy a new one. That, again, that's been deflated and will be reused next year. So I'm going to look for like the Mylar balloons that you can inflate and deflate and reuse year after year. I am thinking you should be able to get Mylar balloons, like these little orange ones. I'm sure you can. Reusable balloons. That's something I'm going to look into for next year. Reusable balloons. Hopefully we could put helium in them so they could just float up on the ceilings themselves. Also, it makes it more of a viable option for when Kerry comes down, because the Mylar balloons tend not to pop like the balloons do. They kind of just sort of go if you pop them and they deflate. Sometimes they might go a bit like a bag of crisps, when you squeeze a bag of crisps and it goes pop, but it's not like that sharp pop sound. It's more like a dull thud pop sound. And they're way less scary. Way, way, way less scary. So hopefully we can get some like Mylar balloons, and then they'll be much more friendly for when Kerry visits. Notice I do have the headphones on, because I am absolutely petrified that while I am up there removing all this stuff and taking it down, one of the balloons is going to pop. It's going to take me by surprise and I'm going to end up cutting through a cable or something that I don't want to be cutting through. And yeah, terrifying. But Dell managed to get rid of all the balloons and not one did he actually pop. He has got popping balloons down to a fine art so they don't actually go pop. They just sort of slowly deflate. He's very good at it. I, on the other hand, am not very good at taking down these decorations. If I had used my brain, what I should have done is take down all the spider webbing first and then take the lights down. I didn't do that, did I? Because I didn't want to be walking round and round the room, taking one set down, taking the next set down. But that is the way I should have done it. However, the spider webbing stuff is caught up in the lighting, so I kind of had to take the lights down so I could untangle the spider webbing from the lights. Realistically, I probably could have taken down the webbing first, but hey, you know, hindsight is 2020, and I didn't do it that way. And everything worked out fine in the end. It just took forever. I think I was probably taking this stuff down and sorting out and detangling it for about an hour, possibly two. It was a very long-winded little journey because it was everywhere. And like I say, this stuff attaches to everything. I kept pulling it off the lights and it would somehow manage to grab back hold of the lights and wrap itself around the lights again. So I had to re-untangle the stuff I'd already untangled. And as it would fall down, as you can see, like the lights are falling on the floor where I've unpicked them. And the cobwebs are on the floor where I've unpicked that. They're now busy getting together on the floor and making their own little rat maze of decorations all over the floor as well. So, yeah, I think I untangled the same pieces of decorations about 3 times before I finally managed to get it all in the box. And there is still some bits of lights with Halloween decoration cobweb still stuck all over them. And it's while I'm doing this voiceover that I've realised that that black cloth to my left is actually still on the wall and needs to come down. So I'm going to have to go downstairs and take that down and put that away, because otherwise that's going to be left out all year round. Like Alyssa's birthday balloon things, the birthday decorations. I got for Alyssa's birthday non-inflatable like decorations. So obviously when Kerry was here, they wouldn't pop and scare the Lulus out of her. And they stayed up. They stayed up until the beginning of October when we put up the Halloween decorations. They genuinely did. They nearly made it the entire year. I was planning on leaving them up for October, but they kind of didn't fit the whole spooky vibe decor, so they had to come down. We've still got them. They'll go up for her birthday in a couple of months. Yeah, 2nd of February, Alyssa turns 21. 21! I want to have a massive party for her. I want to do something big. But again, there's not that many people like to invite. I could invite loads of people, but they won't come. They won't come. I can invite, I don't know, hundreds of people. They won't turn up. But I would like her to have a really good 21st birthday party. And I'm thinking maybe for her 21st, she's probably going to end up going out. I don't know what day her 21st falls on, but if it falls on a weekend, my girl is going out. She likes to go out. Although she's really stopped drinking and stuff for the last few months. Maybe the last year or so. She's been really good. She doesn't go out drinking really anymore. She might have the odd one, but she's not going out drinking anymore, which is fantastic. So she could still go out and have a good time. I don't know. We'll have to see what day her birthday falls on. Me and Dale do have plans for her 21st, but what those plans will be, we haven't kind of fleshed them out yet. Okay, so we move on. The ceiling has been done. That's all been taken down. We are moving on to the window again. Now, we put this up at the beginning of October. It's lasted quite well, but the cat decided through various nights that she was actually going to rip most of it down. So it never actually stayed as pretty as it was the first night we put it up. It kept getting destroyed by the cat. Hopefully by next year, she will be old enough to know that you don't play with the Halloween decorations, you play with your toys and stop being an annoying little rat bag. Whether she will or not, who knows? We will find out. Christmas is definitely going to be fun. She is going to destroy the Christmas tree on more than one occasion, and I may have to, in fact, cry. But, you know, they're the joys of having a kitten. You live with it, you deal with it. We actually set up more than one separate thing around Dell's yucca plant to stop her climbing in it and using it as a potty. And still, the cat climbs up there and uses it as a litter tray. Still. And we have tried so many things, like everything you can think of, we've tried. We've had the sprays that keep the cats away. We've tried the essential oils that keep the cats away. My dad suggested putting like pecans or that sort of thing around so she couldn't actually climb in, like there was no space for her to climb and stand on them. So we got like some of those wooden kebab skewers, like you make like kebabs on, that's why they're kebab skewers, and we put them point side down so she would have no way of actually climbing into the yucca plant to use it as a litter box. She still climbed in and used it as a litter box, little madam. We put tin foil around it because apparently that scares them, and that didn't work. You know, we have tried pretty much everything. The only thing we've got now is it's out of the way and she can't, well, she can jump on it. She's done it before, but it's on such a small ledge she doesn't jump on it because once she jumps up, she can't actually land on the ledge. So she tends not to go up there. So it's up there for now, but whether she'll get back in it or not, who knows. She still hasn't really been in her outside aviary in her little run. We got that, we was like, oh no, we need it quick. You know, we've got her. We need to make sure she's got this little space to be able to get outside and go out. That cat does not want to be outside. I think she's been out in her little catio 2 or 3 times, maybe. 2 for definite, possibly 3. She doesn't like being out there. She hates being outside. She is definitely an indoor cat. She is not big on going out. And we've left the back door open for her. She has had the option. She also has a cat flap, which we've not taught her how to use yet. But most of the time we've had the door open. She could have got out umpteen times. She chooses not to. However, you can guarantee the one time we accidentally leave a window open, that cat's gone. She'll be out there. She'll be roaming around the streets. You know, but she won't go in her little catio. Oh, no. We have got, as you can see, the cover on now so that we can put her toys and things out there without them getting soaking wet. I would like to get another bit of sort of tarpaulin to put down the side so it just stops any driving rain coming across and getting her toys and things wet. But in the summer, she's definitely going to be going outside. We were going to, because we can sit out there and supervise her more in the summer. So she will go out there and we'll see whether she can escape or not. Now, there's no obvious escape routes, but as we found with the chickens, and as most people who keep sheep will know, somehow animals find the impossible escape routes. Like, you can have a bricked up room and an animal will find a way out of it. I don't quite know how they do it. It's like magic. I'm not entirely sure, but she will find a way out if there is a way out. So the plan is probably when it gets a bit warmer, you know, it's not as... we will be putting her out there, obviously with correct shelter and food, water, litter boxes, rah. We're not just going to shove her in a cage and just leave her to be. We will pop her out there and then we can keep a regular eye out on her when she's in her cage and we are out there. Or she's right by the window and the sofa's right by the window as well. So we can just pop her out there and we can keep an eye on her throughout the day. There's also CCTV cameras that cover that cage as well. So we'll have full eyes on her and we'll see if the little minx can escape. And if she does escape, at least we'll know we'll be able to get her back and we'll be able to fix the escape route. Looking at it though, we've blocked every available escape route and she's too big now to get out of where we thought she could get out of. The only one that is causing a slight cause for concern is that the cage it comes out halfway up the back door. So you have to sort of duck out the back door to get out the back door. My concern is that she will jump from the kitchen floor up and out on top of the cage. So I'm going to get some sort of like that fly screening stuff. We can put that across the top of the door and the fly screener can go in and then she'll see that and it will look like a physical barrier and she won't try and escape. Also, between now and summer, I've got to figure out a way of having the windows open without having them escape-proof. So they're going to have to be Nova-proof before the summer rolls around. I'm not quite sure how we're going to do that yet. I'm thinking fly screening as well. But obviously, because the windows are on her level, she'll be able to sort of touch the fly screening and know it's like soft and she can try and claw her way out kind of thing. Also, there's a chance she could sort of roll on like the windowsill or whatever and push through the fly screening. So I don't know if that's going to work or not. I am hoping by the summer though that Alyssa will have got like a tracking device for the cat. That way, if she does accidentally get out of the house, then the cat will be wearing a tracking device. She will be easy to track down and locate. Because come the summer, we're going to want the windows open. We just are. And obviously we can't have the windows open unless they are Nova-proof. And I don't know how to Nova-proof a window. I would like net curtains up. But obviously net curtains are not cat-proof. They can definitely get in and out. Fly screening just seems a bit ugly. So maybe I just get net curtains and then sort of glue them to the window frame. I don't know. I'll figure something out, I'm sure. Okay, so why this got added on to the end of the video, I don't know. This should have been earlier on in the video when I was taking the decorations down. Let's say it took me nearly 2 hours to untangle this mess. And somewhere along doing this, my dad actually arrived for my birthday celebration. So this is where the cleaning had to end. I will be doing another cleaning video very soon, and I hope to see you all then. Bye for now.